Hi everybody, Russ from My House 11. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon. Give the bell icon a little tap, a little tappy too. So you made of any time we put new content on. As always, I'd like to thank our lovely channel sponsors, Bosh, Untuck It, check them out in the description below. We're back for another episode of the Noble Era. This time we're going to look at players that Mark played with in his 17th, soon to be 18th and final season at West Ham. But we're starting. We did A's. We did the A's. So I wonder if anyone can guess what letter. It's like Sesame Street. Today's episode is brought to you by letter B. So we're going to be just concentrating on the players that Mark played with whose surname begins with B. You get any idea of how it's all going to work? It's not going to all be like this, I promise you. We'll mix it up, particularly when there's a lot of B's. There's a lot of B's, let's be honest, to get through. So there's been a few. How many B's? I didn't ever actually counted up the B's. I know there was 12, 23, almost double. You lucky buggers, almost double the B's than there was the A's. So we're going to start off top of the pile. And obviously we've got, oh God, so excited I've knocked my computer. And obviously it's alphabetical order as well. So we start top of the pile. Demba Ba, BA. You can't get any top of the pile than that in terms of being in the top alphabetically. Demba Ba, 13 games for the club, 7 goals. Great return on investment. Obviously, we signed him from Hoffenheim. We signed him in June. Did he get injured and stuff? I can't remember. But it was in 2011. And I remember because I remember we had to keep. So we were told to try and convince him to stay by playing good music and upping his, making sure we're chanting for Demba Ba. But it didn't really work, unfortunately. But 13 games, 7 goals. That's not a bad return on investment. Unfortunately, when we went down, he didn't stay with us and went off and Newcastle's and various others as well, didn't he? And it was banging them in for them. So Demba Ba was the 13th player in order. If it's not the actual chronological order, Christ, could you imagine doing that? I mean, I've just about, wouldn't work. So Demba Ba. Next one, current player for the club, Fabian Balbuena, 60 games, 3 goals, obviously signed from Corinthians. We'll see what the summer holds for Balbuena, but he's played with Mark, so he's in. Next one, another striker. I used to like this player from Bristol City, Sam Baldock, 24 games for the club, 5 goals from the 2011-12 season, I believe. I liked him. He was like he was a nippy winger, nippy striker, wasn't he? Not very tall, but could get around a bit. I quite like Sam Baldock. He's still banging the goals, and I think in the lower leagues. Next one is one of the debutants from the Doncaster game, Jamal Baptiste. I can pronounce him easy enough for those who saw me trying to pronounce Ladapo Afalayan. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce his name properly. I don't know why. It's just too many vowels for me. But Baptiste obviously came on at the Doncaster game. Didn't score, but obviously came on and as a substitute, and he counts as well. He's one of the last newest players to have played with Mark Noble. Currently, as we record this in March, so 2021. Next one, a nippy winger from Mexico, I believe. It was Pablo Barrera. Do you remember Pablo Barrera? He could have been good, but he never quite did it. 23 games for the club, no goals. I think we signed him for something like £4 million from a Mexican team, but never really got there, did he? Still playing. I know he's still playing. Trying to get him on the show. Next one, a guy I wish who played a lot more for us. The Barami Army, Valon Barami, 65 appearances, 5 goals. I loved Valon Barami. He would run all day, wouldn't he? Such an engine for a man. Such an engine. And just, it's a shame we didn't have him for longer. Same as the next person, Craig Bellamy. 26 games, 9 goals in the 2007. We signed him in 2007 and we sold him in January 2009. But him and Ashton, who we had in the previous episode because he began with an A, that would have been our big man. That would have been our Machiavelli and Cotti for the modern era, in my opinion. I loved Bellamy when he played for us. Hated him when he played for anyone else. When he played for us, I loved him. Next one is a striker who He actually scored in his debut, I believe. I think he scored in his debut. David Bellion. Do you remember David Bellion from Man? He played at Man United before coming to us. He played 10 games, scored 1 goal, which was his debut goal. So yeah, David Bellion. Next one, Tal Ben Haim. 12 games for the club. No goals. And move on. Move on to someone a lot better, in my opinion. Another Israeli player, actually. That was another Israeli player, a man who made 2 spells for the club. His second spell obviously included that 2006 FA Cup final, where arguably he was man of the match, in my opinion. Gerrard might have got the plaudits, but he was man of the match. Yoshi Benayoun, I love Yoshi. He played 78 times for the club, 8 goals. Loved him. Thought he was a fantastic player. First player to ever score in the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and the League Cup in terms of scoring hat tricks. I believe there's a stat like that. Obviously not all at West Ham, but yeah, I loved him. Next one, current player Said Benrahma. 22 games, sadly no goals, but we believe in your side. Get that first one. You'll be zooming up that goal chart. Next one was a loan signing from Spurs, Mr. David Bentley. 5 games, no goals between September and October 2011. Move on. Next one, another one we could probably move on. Kepa Blanco. Oh, Kepa Blanco on loan from Seville in 2007. 8 games, 1 goal. Similar haircut to me, if I remember. And then going on next, Centurion. One of our first. No, he wasn't our first Centurion. That was Antonio. He played 173 games. The next one, Luis Belmonte, 109 appearances, 2 goals, 4 years at the club, 27 to 2011. Got to do the maths then. 4 plus 7 plus 4 equals 11. Well done, Russ. Scored 2 more goals in a lot of other places. Yeah, in other places didn't pick him. It was Leicester, wasn't it? No, it was Andy. It was something different. But Luis Belmonte had his critics, but a lot of players liked. We've spoken to, loved him as a player. And thought he was very honest. Next one, another one of our strikers we signed he never scored. Marco Borriello. Him. He was always good on Champ Man and stuff, weren't he? I was excited when he signed, and played 2 games for the club, didn't score. Move on. Next one, current player Jared Bowie, 42 games and 6 goals. Obviously a bit stick at the moment, but he's a good player. He's a good player. Still got a great future ahead of us. West Ham, I'm pretty sure of that. The next one was another English player, Lee Bowyer. 2 spells at the club, in total 60 first team appearances, 5 goals. West Ham boy as well. West Ham boy. So it doesn't matter what you say about him. The boy's a West Ham boy. So you couldn't criticize his commitment, could you? Next one. The Brevet, Rufus Brevet. I like Rufus Brevet. 29 appearances for the club, 1 goal. Around I think it was 2003, 2004. He signed and he played for us. I liked him. He was like that sort of that conveyor belt of slightly older left backs, and many will be coming throughout this season. 1 in W, 1 in P. So 2 in P. Pearson Powell. But I liked Brevet. I liked him as a player. I thought he was always solid and dependable. Next one, another left back on loan, 2011. Any guesses? 18 appearances, no goals. Wayne Bridge. Never got the ground running, did he? Bless him, Bridgie. Good player though, but just never really hit the ground running, unfortunately. Next one, he made 1 sub appearance for us before he went to Middlesbrough. Marcus Brown, he's at Middlesbrough. I think he's injured at the moment, but Marcus Brown, the striker, made a sub appearance for us in the cups, and that was it was like that crop of players, wasn't it? It never quite. And another one actually followed him, Rhys Burke, 15 appearances, 1 goal for the club. Again, never. I liked him. Every time he went to Hull or wherever, everywhere he went to, he always got Players Player of the Year, didn't he? He seemed to get, I think he went to Hull about 3 or 4 times alone. Every season he ended up winning bloody Players Player of the Year. I think he's at Hull now full time now. So Rhys Burke. Next one, a guy blighted by injury, Sam Byram. 36 appearances for the club in all competitions, first team competitions, no goals. And lastly, in the Bs, we've gone through 23 of this is the 23rd one. We've had him on the channel, Stephen Bywater. 68 appearances across a 5-year period at West Ham, ending in 2002. He was always a nearly man, and obviously famously in the playoffs, when Jimmy Walker got injured, he'll be on the W's. When he got injured, that 5 minutes to say, and Stephen came in, top bloke. We did in Miami's 11. Make sure you check him out. He's a really, really good interview. But that's the B's done. That is the B's. We've done A's, we've done B's. We're currently on 35 players who have played with Mark Noble for West Ham in his 17 seasons. Obviously, the 18th season will be the 21-22 season. Obviously, there'll be added names to it when hopefully we sign all these fantastic international strikers for our European glories. But anyway, that's episode 2. 24 to go. Maybe we'll squeeze them up together. We'll see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Come on, you wines, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Much love. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.